Hello and welcome to Braxton Butt Animated. Now, I used to live in Florida, which was pretty interesting. I'm glad I did live there, but I wouldn't go back, no. Me and my family lived there for 3 years, from 2019 to 2021. There were lots of perks to living in Florida, but there were just as many downsides. Perk 1. There are lots of palm trees everywhere. They just kind of looked cool. It felt great to go outside, see the palm trees everywhere. Just kind of felt good. Downside 1. It's always hot. Now, depending who you are, this could be a perk or a downside. The good thing is you don't have to deal with cold weather. But I like cold weather, and it never gets cold in Florida. It's always hot, whether it's April, August, or January. It is hot. It gets annoying. Perk 2, you live near a theme park. It doesn't matter where you live in Florida, you live near a theme park. Most summers, my family would go to Disney World, which is always a blast. We live so close to Disney World that we even got an annual pass. Even after we moved, we still have the annual pass. It is more of a hassle to get there, but it's still fun. Downside 2, hurricanes. Now, this part of Florida is the worst part. It's really scary knowing something so common can just take everything away from you. We only had to leave the area once, and it was for Hurricane Dorothy. Luckily, it missed us and we didn't lose anything, but it was still really scary. Perk 3, you always live semi-close to the beach. The beach is always fun, but there are 2 things that can ruin the beach. Well, there's more than 2, but the main 2 are red flags and the people. Red flags are kind of obvious why they can suck, but the people can be a bit different. Some people are really chill and mind their own business, and everyone's happy, but some people can be really annoying. Downside 3, the wildlife. The wildlife in Florida is weird because some of the animals are fine, like iguanas, but some animals can be pretty dangerous, like alligators or the poisonous toads. There was this one time where I was getting lunch with a friend at school, and the way you would get to lunch is you would walk forward, turn right, and walk straight to get to the window where you would get your lunch. But when we walked forward, we came face to face with a massive iguana, which obviously freaked us out. During my 3-year period of living in Florida, we had only moved houses once. Our first house was nice. It had a pool and everything. And I know what you're thinking. Wow, that must have been a really expensive house. But actually, having a pool is surprisingly common in Florida. Our second house wasn't as cool, but it was still nice. But the neighborhood had peacocks everywhere, don't ask why. And my God, these things were loud. They would shriek so much, and they would do it at like 4 in the morning. But that's okay because we had to wake up super early for school anyway. And it's not because it started super early, it's because it was super far away and we would have to drive like almost an hour to get there. And we would have to take a highway, so it took even longer. Yeah, getting to school was always a big hassle. The school I went to in Florida was also kind of weird. It was a private school, which meant you had to pay for it. And I don't know why, but it was a combined elementary/middle school. And you're probably thinking, man, this must have been a big school. No. It was actually pretty small, and that was because it had 1 class per grade, which was weird. It meant you got the same classes as all of your friends, but it also meant that you got the same classes as all the annoying people. And also because Florida, it was all outside except for the classrooms and gym. The way it was built can only be described as like a castle. The building had the classrooms along the wall, and the middle was open for where you would walk to each class and eat lunch. But Florida's not the greatest place for this design. Florida only has 2 types of weather, stupid hot and rain. You can probably see why this is a problem. I haven't gotten too deep in my old school, and I'll probably make a full video on it along with some stories about my other schools that I've gone to. Did I enjoy my time in Florida? Yes, and I'm glad I lived there. It has become part of me as a whole, but I wouldn't want to live there again. Oh, and one more thing before I go. Raining iguanas. If you know, you know.